the road is getting pretty bad, just as on the Ambassador Bridge. I shut down yesterday at the duty-free here on the Canadian side in Sarnia, because it was getting dark. I wanted to cross, reach Perry, Michigan or Lansing, because there's truck stops there, but it started getting dark. Had to shut down. 3 o'clock in the morning, someone rams on my door. Boo, 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 boo. Fuck, I opened the door. Some chick stays there. He says, you cannot sleep here. I said, what? Oh, 15-minute parking only. I said, since when? Oh, they're closing the bridge at the end of the month. I said, what bridge? Oh, she said, they're closing one bridge at the end of the month. And like, I know only of one bridge between US and Canada over here. I said, what one bridge? And basically she meant one side. So that's gonna be funny. So they're gonna close one bridge and make two-way traffic on some side, either this one or the other one. But there's lots of potholes here because of trucks, I guess, and they don't fix the road. But so I explained to her, and I saw she was hassling other guys out of there because she had a big, pickup truck, and she was escorting them back
800 meters, keep left
to the other side where there's a parking, but then you have to pay the toll again. I don't know, because I already paid the toll to enter that plaza, like the bridge toll. So I said I cannot. She said, "Oh, why did you stop here?" I said, "Because I cannot. I'm oversized. I cannot drive after dark and before sunrise." And she left me alone. But she says, "Next time, stop in Wyoming, Ontario." Well, there's a truck stop there, exit 25. So that was an interesting start to the day. Number 2 of my trip to California. And I'm starting the day at, I have no idea what time, because my truck clock, for some reason, recently, brand new truck, right, started giving me headaches. I cannot adjust the time. Like, I adjust it, the next morning I start the truck, it's back to the same old time, like standard time. I just adjusted yesterday to Eastern, now it's back. So of course I'm kidding. I know it's 7:41 a.m. as you probably see on the stamp at the bottom of the screen on this dash cam. I'm shooting with my Papago dash cam, and I'm sorry for the sound quality, but that's what it is. So those when I use a dash cam, that's the sound quality you get. So send comments to Papago USA Inc. I tested the other product, 520, supposedly a better model. That one was even worse. On that one you cannot even hear anything unless you boost the audio levels by 400%. On this one at least it works. So sorry for the distortion. I'll try to use my hand cam Panasonic more often. And this is a lineup to the customs. Okay, let's do a check. I got my passport, I got my ACE manifest, I got my customs invoice, I got my baseball hat. I'm cool. And I'm going back to Canada. My trip to the US did not last long. They stopped me at the booth and they say, your paperwork is not on the system, or as they say, it's not in. Do you have an entry number? I said no. So they tell me to go park the truck, see the broker. And I go see the broker, and turns out there's a problem with this load, something with the paperwork, which I was not aware of. And they sent me back to Canada. This is not good. So now I gotta either wait till the paperwork is ready, or return the load. I don't know. We'll await instructions from dispatch. And now I'm going through Canadian customs. And of course, it doesn't help when you tell them that U.S. customs didn't want you. So now they look at you kind of suspicious, right? Well, what do you do? This stuff happens sometimes. Not often, but sometimes happens. Yeah, and if you see on the left, like I'm going east now on the bridge, so the right side is Canadian customs, and on the left where the trucks are, that's the duty free. That's where I spend the night, and straight ahead that's the toll booths, right? That's where you pay the entry fee. I think I paid yesterday like 27 bucks. You see where the trucks on the far left come in. And I'm at an Esso truck stop, 9 kilometers away from the border. And I noticed that there was like a big fold opening up on this ramp. You see, like here, right? And it's catching air. So there was a big kind of like a slit over there. So what I did, I used this beautiful foam. Just wanted to show you guys that sometimes you can use as a trucker. It's a window and door sealer, and it's basically inside in a liquid form. And once you spray it, there's a special tube that comes with it, and that's what I use. And I just put it inside, and then it starts, you know, expanding, and it becomes pretty hard, you know. So now it blocks all that opening there. It was not a hole, it was just like a big fold, but it was catching the wind, and I'm pretty sure that sooner or later it would open, you know, and break. And this is the eastern side of Sarnia, Ontario. This is an Esso truck stop, like I mentioned. And price of diesel today, crazy. I don't know if it will show on the screen. $1.24.9, so basically $1.29, $1.25 per liter. I think that's for diesel. And over here there's an airport somewhere. Maybe later on, if it's not too cold, I'll just check it out and see some airplanes. That's a beautiful looking Kenworth. Heading towards the border. Now with my luck today, I figured I might as well play the lottery. I went inside and explained to the girl, of course you have to share your story with somebody, right? So I explained to the attentive, attractive female clerk, sales clerk, what happened to me. Of course, I don't know why she needed to hear that, but I said, oh, you know, this happened, I went to the bridge, they turned me around. You know, we truckers tend to do that. And I said, might as well play the lottery. And she pulled out the drawer with all these tickets, right? And I don't know, I always play this. I guess I don't want to work, you know. Cash for life. And that's what I said to her. I said, you know what? I decided I don't want to work anymore. And she laughed and she pulled out that drawer with all this. And I was thinking, which one should I take, you know? Either my birthday or... And then I remembered the booth number. The guy that turned me back from the border. It was number 5. So I counted, you know, 4 tickets and took the 5th one. And now we'll see if I win anything. And while I'm scratching my tickets, we're gonna do some truck watching. This is the fuel station, and this guy just showed up in a nice looking cab over. I think he's just pulling a boat trailer, and it's probably set up as the truck is probably set up as a straight truck, I think. So you can probably carry a couple of boats, one on the deck of the truck, one on the trailer. Nope, nothing. Came close a couple of times, you know, almost $50,000, but didn't even win. Sometimes I win at the bottom here, where there's a symbol. You scratch a picture of something, and then you look at the rows, and if it's a corresponding picture, you win the prize under the picture. So my picture today was tennis, and there's a picture of a tennis racket. But on the right there was golf, $6, skis 4, house 12, and fire 500. You know? And sometimes I think it helps when you use a big expensive coin. You know, don't just use a 1 cent or 5 cents to scratch the ticket. So I use $2, right? Of course, you guys in the States don't have this. So see, we Canadians, we have higher chances to win here. And my phone beeped. I think there was an email. No. Hi Sergei, your load is good to go. Entry number, what? I don't believe this. Now this time I better call him, because I don't think US Customs will be happy to see me turn around again. Right? Better safe than sorry. I just got off the phone with dispatch, and I warned them that I was advised by US Customs not to use the old manifest and PAPs. You know, like there's a thing like this, right? There's a sticker, and the guy showed it to me at the counter, and he crossed it. He says, "Don't use these." And I joked. I said, "The ace has been compromised." And he looked at me without a shadow of a smile, because I never smile. And the dispatcher says, "Oh, the customs broker sent us the entry number, so you're good to go." But I guess that was before I went to the bridge. So, oh, and actually what happened is, so I wanted to let you know, guys, that once again the principal goes slow. What's that expression? Basically, don't rush. I left, you know, I was decided to be a good boy and start driving as soon as possible, right? So as soon as possible with this load means half an hour before sunrise, right? So I got up at 6:30 after that crazy lady woke me up in the middle of the night. But I got up at 6:30, got my coffee, so I started driving, warmed up the engine, printed out all my permits, ACE, everything, I'm ready to go. And I started driving at 7:30. But then when I turned back and I switched back to my Canadian phone, I found a couple of voice messages on my phone, on my Canadian phone. And I look at the timestamp, it says 8 o'clock. So basically my dispatch came in the office at 8 o'clock, and he says as soon as he did, he checked the status of the shipment, and that's when he alerted me. And his voice message, basically, I have a text, you know, transcription, very nice feature. Highly recommend it to everybody, because I usually don't even check my voice messages anymore, because I receive a text, you know, and you can just read it within 2 seconds instead of dialing and punching in your code, right? Love it. And his message was transcribed, and it says, "Your shipment is on hold, don't go." But by that time, unfortunately, I was already there. So should I have waited 30 minutes? Take it slow? You know, I could have avoided a whole bunch of hassle, and now I'll have to pay. Now I'll have to find another $27 to pay the toll with, right? Because nobody's gonna give it back to me, because there's a toll on this side of the bridge, $27, because they charge this particular bridge. They're all different, but this particular bridge charges for all axles, no matter if they are in the air or... Hello? Yeah. Okay, but then, you know, he crossed it out, the PAPs. I guess I just not gonna show him the... Do I have to show him that sheet with the invoice? Because I can just show him... Yeah, but I don't even need that, right? Oh, actually, wait. And he also crossed this one out. Oh, but I can print them out. Okay, I can print out the new ones from my computer without those marks. Okay, I'll just put that entry number on the top of the ACE cover sheet and try my luck again. Perfect, thanks. Bye. Okay, and that's that. So I guess we'll try to use the old one, you know? I don't know. But he says the customs checked on the system and it's good to go. Like customs, the customs broke. Okay, where's my printer? And that's why it's important to have a printer in your truck. I just saw a guy inside the truck stop. He says, you have faxes for me? And I see he's getting money out of his pocket. Jesus, I forgot last time I did that, you know? I did that for a while at Landstar, and then I got this mobile printer. And now I have email, right? So people just email me documents, I print them out. And it looks like this. See? HP. Do you see the over here? 100, right? HP OfficeJet 100 mobile printer. And why I got this one, just opens like this, you know, and has a battery in the back, so it doesn't need the power. But I have a charger that for some reason works. I think it was a charger from my Dell computer, but they use the same plug-in, and it's a charger with a 12-volt cigarette lighter. Where did you go? Oh, he's hiding somewhere here. And it's a charger with this one on the end, you know. So now, but this cable, it's very expensive, so I got it at the Dell website when I was ordering the computer, my previous computer, and this was like $70, $79 Canadian. But this is really useful, you know. You don't have to use that adapter thing for, you know, to plug in to, like, the charger, what is called, you know, to change the voltage, right? Just plug in this, but except that it started breaking, but it still works. See, like, there's a cable, the isolation got off. But so you really need this, especially, you know, when you're independent and you got lots of paperwork. So alright, so the good news is that I might reach my destination today. I wanted to go to Effingham, Illinois, but that's 530 miles. And what's the time now? The time now is 10 o'clock. And my logbook says I started at 7:30. So I have till 9:30. I think I can make it. We'll see. Well, let's try it again. I was leaving the truck stop and my radio was on. The CB radio, usually I keep it off, but for some reason it was on. And I'm turning from the driveway on the main road, and a voice said, "Serge, have a good trip to California." And I look around, it must have been that there was a Kenworth pulling in. I remember the truck was Kenworth, I don't remember the type of trailer. And I said, "Thank you." So basically I meet fans everywhere. Now, is there a discount when you cross 2 times in 2 hours? No, I'm joking. No, basically, I went across the bridge, they turned me around because my paperwork was not ready. Yeah, so now I have to pay again. And you're giving me US change, right? And these are real American dollars? Okay, I'm good. Just checking. Thank you.
Thanks.
And this time I decided to pay US dollars. So it was 26.25. So it's not cheap, so you cannot do this every day. At least I have I got some speed now. Because usually when I go on this bridge, I go from the duty free and I cannot pick up speed because it's a very steep bridge. And actually quite often, when I'm low on fuel, when the Canadian dollar was at a good rate, I'm doing good, thanks.
One of your followers on YouTube saw you yesterday loading that thing, and kind of funny to see you do it on the bridge.
Yeah, this is my second time. I tried to cross this morning. They turned me back. Something was wrong with the paperwork. Now I'm trying again.
Oh, okay. Well, good luck. I'm looking forward to a big trip down to the sunny south there.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for watching. Be safe.
All right, take care. Thanks, bud.
Yeah, you see? That's what I'm talking about. People are watching. The world is watching. Okay, I'm keeping up. As you can see, in case someone is wondering why trucks are passing me like with such a big space, is because my load is not equal. Like it's more on the right side than on the left side. And not because they loaded it wrong, but because the actual machine is even. It's right in the center. But on the right side there's some kind of like a cabinet which has no weight whatsoever. So they had to load like that, otherwise I'd be driving, angled to one side. And now if you feel the vibrations of the road, of course that's why they want to fix this bridge. And I mentioned this morning, right? Lots of potholes. And once again we're in the lineup, and I really don't want to hit these potholes. They're pretty deep. Alright, I missed him. Oh, and that's all, by the way. Right in front of me is McKinnon Transport. And I'm laughing because these are the guys. This was my number two job. First was Challenger. Pretty decent company. And then the second one, when I switched to flatbed step deck, I joined these guys. And I'm laughing because all they did was pretty much bricks and lumber. I don't know how they make money with this. And I never got this kind of lumber. You see where it's not dry, it's not kiln dry, or maybe the guy's just breaking the policy, but my lumber or my boards, like finished product I carried, was always kiln dried, so dry lumber, and of course, which means that you have to tarp it, and it's, you know, 6 or 8 foot drop tarps, always. That was, and the money was bad, I don't know. And then these guys, they bought another company that mostly was running dry vans.
Lane 2 is open up there, guys.
And they went broke. They had to declare bankruptcy and got rid of that other unit, sold off all their trailers. And now I see their trucks all the time, and they're running the same stuff. But basically raw materials like this, lumber, some I see metal coils, and they all use Load King flatbed trailers, and this is I think it's a double, like a B train. Jesus, I lost the gear. All right, found it. Number 2.
Now you, Mike, waiting to get in the booth there?
No, it's me, Kevin.
Hey, grab the other one, bud.
And it's a good thing sometimes, you know, when you do it in a row, because I noticed something this morning that I didn't notice before. I thought all the booths were like the lanes at the customs. I thought they were all the same size. And now I'm very sensitive to my surroundings because of my oversized load. Like on the left side, I'm pretty much legal, you know. It sticks out just a little bit at about 4 feet mark from the ground, but on the right side, it sticks out, well, probably a foot or so. And when I was going in there, they have one lane that says oversized loads. And I look at that lane, there's no green light, and
After
it's...
800 meters, keep left.
Yes, ma'am. And I see that lane was blocked by a van. So I decided not to go there because I'm not that wide. So I went into one lane, and as I was waiting, I started reading the signs that indicate width and height. And I noticed that some lanes were 11.6 wide, some were 12.6 wide. And then I saw a guy going into that oversized lane, so basically they keep that van over there just to block, I guess, other people from coming in, but it does work. And actually from here, you will not be able to see it on camera, but I can see an oversized load in that lane number 1. But I don't know. I remember one in the middle was 12.6. That's more than enough. I just don't want to, you know, because there's no booth in that lane 1 for oversized load. There's no booth, so you have to park there and wait for the adjoined booth to get free. So I don't know, how does it work? So can you guys smell this fresh lumber? this is gonna be a long video, so I'm not gonna upload it in 720 or 1080. Today we are experimenting with preferred Mac iMovie format, which is I think 960 by 540, and I'll keep the bitrate high and just use a handbrake in post-production just to make it a bit smaller, but the quality should be great. It's just that the size of the frame is not going to be as big as with 1080 or 720. Oh, I see that cab over in the front. The guy with the boat trailer that I showed you guys before. He didn't get far. He just like 4 trucks ahead of me. And so these McKinnon guys, and they all run. I see when I joined, they had, they had own operators and they had company trucks, and all their trucks were pretty much international, just like mine, like 9400, my old one, my previous one. And now I see they switched, they still stick to the same brand, because actually the local international trucks dealer moved into their facility, believe it or not. They used to have a shop in there, like a very big, like these guys have a very big plot, piece of land in Guelph, Ontario. That's where they're based, Guelph, Ontario. And the dealer just moved to them. So of course now, when you have a dealer in your backyard, literally, you might as well buy their trucks. So that's quite a short trip, for a fleet manager to discuss.
Just go grind that bus.
To discuss the specs, of the new truck. Hey, okay. Sarah, I'm going to the international dealer to discuss the specs. Oh, how long are you gonna be gone? I don't know, a couple of hours. Well, might come back for lunch. That's a good arrangement. Okay, we're gonna shut down now because you're not supposed to film on the border, and we'll continue after if they let me in. And you guys, you would not believe this, but they sent me back to Canada for the second time. I crossed fine in the morning. The second time I crossed fine. They sent me through X-ray. Did the X-ray, everything is fine. And then I go inside and the customer changed the customs brokers. And basically there's some kind of a issue with paying of the customs fee. I guess there's lots of fees because of an expensive machine. And I'm caught in the middle. And the U.S. Customs guys were actually pretty nice, they said, we're sorry, but it's our policy, you cannot sit here for 5 hours, And they've been very helpful, but, policy is policy. So, second time in one day, I'm going back to Canada. Unbelievable. At least the silver lining is that at least it's warm, that all this stuff is not happening at minus 18 Celsius or 0 F. But I think next time, I'll think actually twice before saying that I'm going to California, because it's really that, some envy some people feel. It does have the energy. It has the negative energy. So I think some truckers are smart when they upload videos, 1 week past, because there's so many envious people out there. I think that's why it's happening, So I don't know. I feel like basically calling my dispatch. I just took a copy of that page, sent back to Canada. The customs gave me. And now I'm gonna call them, and again I have to change my change my SIM card in the phone for the fourth time today. Canada, US, US, Canada, Canada, US. Fuck. So now I'm gonna call dispatch and see if, you know, maybe we can just charge the customer the full fee, and I'll take this load back to where I picked it up, 2 hours away near Toronto, because this is ridiculous. I thought by now I would be somewhere near Indianapolis, Indiana, and I'm still in Port Huron, Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. Well, we see some happy guy in a red truck zoom up the bridge to the US side. And Uncle Sergei is still here. Now, who says we don't have good content, right? Where else can you see this stuff? Well, I don't know how many times I said unbelievable today, but I'm back at the bridge after paying my toll for the third time. 2 first times I paid in US dollars, and it's funny, it's the same amount. What was it? 20 something? Hold on, I'll tell you guys exactly, because this is very important stuff. You must know this. Yeah, $26.25. So it's $26.25, $26.25, no matter if you're using Canadian currency or US currency. But US currency is 1.25 times more expensive now. And when you go to the ATM or bank machine, I was wondering, why are their fees, their processing fees, so low? And then I look at the exchange rate. No wonder they charge $1.28. Let's say I'm using my Canadian card and when I get US dollars, right? I took $20, they charge me 25. Like they took 25 bucks from my bank account, and I'm like, what the heck? Why is it so much? And I look at the exchange rate. That's why, because they use out of this world exchange rate, and then of course there's no fees, quote unquote. But anyway, so I'm finally getting ready to cross, hopefully, because the first time it was miscommunication between me and dispatch, because I was crossing after the hours, right? I was not aware that the shipment was on hold. Okay, that can happen. Then second time, the customer, actually, the shipper, the consignee, whatever, they had some issues with US Customs with the paperwork, right? Something about exporting, importing, you know, stuff like that. And then, so they could not achieve the, you know, get the entry through this broker. So when I was at the counter trying to get approved to cross for the second time, they switched the broker, the customs broker, the customer. And I was not aware of that either. And I go to the counter, and the U.S. border officer says, you cannot use this entry number. And at first I didn't understand, and then only later I realized why, because now we were using a different customs broker. So I went up, spent like 2 hours there, and then the U.S. says, no, U.S. Customs says, no, you cannot, you know, sit at the border for such a long time. It's just, you know, rules. So they sent me back for the second time, right? And they and then the third time I was sitting on the border on the Canadian side, and I was wondering if I should go to a truck stop, but my dispatch says, we're almost there, here's your new paperwork, print it out. So I just hooked up my printer and printed out the new entry number, the new PEPS number, like the customs invoice number, and the new ACE. And then I decided to compare my old ACE with this one, because the guy on the US side was very vehement, enthusiastic about me not using that ACE number again, ever, because it was, you know, kind of like burned, you know, it was already attached to a failed entry. But for some reason customs brokers don't understand this, right? So and that's where I noticed there was this problem. So I knew for sure that if I would have gone with that, and on paper it shows, yeah, everything's cool, you know, you have the entry number, your shipment is cool to go, and I say, why is this I called the dispatcher. I said the ace number, the trip number on the main sheet is the same. You cannot use the same one. And he says, why not? I said, well, that's why. I explained, and then lucky for me, the US guy was kind enough to give me the phone number for the building on the other side, like the supervisor, you know. And I asked my dispatch to call them just to confirm, because I know I would go, right? I don't care, but I was told not to use the same ace trip number. So I asked dispatch to call them, and he called them, and he calls me back and he says, yeah, you're right. We have to redo everything again. So they had to cancel that one. Took them a while to cancel what was already in place because it was not valid anyway. So I mean, Jesus, it's so complicated sometimes, you know. And then he had to create a new ACE, a new electronic manifest, which required a new entry number, a new PAPS number or sticker. So now I'm just sitting here at the border again, where I'm supposed to be only for 15 minutes. As the lady at 3 a.m. in the morning told me. And you know, in those kind of lessons you remember, right? When someone shakes your whole cab at 3 in the morning with big fists, you kind of tend to remember those lessons. You know, we all know, right? And it's after hours now, but my dispatch is working, so I'm thankful to them, and they thanked me for being patient because this stuff happens, and they promised that I will be reimbursed for this, for the toll fees, because it's almost 80 bucks. And the guy next to me just parked like almost hitting my mirror, you know, and now he's trying to get out, and I was kind of nervous how he's gonna go, but because on the left from him there was like a small 5-ton truck with like a boat trailer, and he couldn't go that way. So, but now I think it's okay. I mean, you really gotta watch these. You know, I really hate this. I don't stop here. Like for the night, very rarely do I stop here, because you see that's what happens. Like it's very busy, and someone can easily hit you, especially when you're oversized. And look at this guy. See, like this guy parked like this, kind of at an angle. So I had to crawl in here like this. And because I'm so long, right, my trailer is pretty long, I cannot, if you see in the mirror there, if I park too close to there's a fence in the back there, if I park too close, you know, leaving space there, here in the front of the truck, then there's not enough space in the back for people to pass me in the back there, because there's spaces to the right here and to the left of me, you know, and we're looking basically towards Canadian side, towards sorry, US side now. Yeah, I see it somewhere there. That's the bridge that I've been trying to cross a whole day today. And these lucky guys are just zooming by. See, that's the bridge, right? It's right there. I can see it. I can feel it. I can almost touch it. But as I always say with the border, it's unpredictable. So sometimes it can be 5 minutes, you know, boom, you come, go, ooh, have a good day. Sometimes it can be 2 hours. Sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes like today, it can be, what is it? 4 and 5? Almost 10 hours now, I think. And that's the Canadian side, you see over there? That's where you go. That's where you go when you come back from the States. You turn in there, those are custom bus, and you sit there. So hopefully I will cross this time. And I just, you know, I feel very tired. I don't want to drive anywhere far. I'll just go, you know, somewhere inside Michigan and forget it, because really it's already 5:25 p.m. I know there's still the it's gonna be light until, I mean, I can drive till 8, but you know, I was up from 6:30, right? It's not my fault. And I do feel kind of exhausted, not just like physical tiredness, but you know, all this stress. And what makes it more difficult, of course, is that you know, you deal with people that, oops, sorry, you deal with people that are armed, you know. No, I'm serious. Some people don't understand this, but you know, it's like, imagine you go to your bank, right? Like I mentioned this before, but I'm just saying that it's not conducive to the driver feeling good, and I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to, right? Because that's why it's the border, right? But imagine you go to a bank to withdraw some money, and everybody in the bank is armed for some reason, you know? How would you feel? You know, so here I deal with officials, all of which are armed with weapons, with real weapons that can kill people, you know? So this is how serious this is. It's not like not a joke. So you gotta respect the rules, what I'm trying to say. And I was just sitting at the duty free, just this, you know, third time, and I see there's a truck stopping, and the guy just didn't even pull in here where we all park, you know. He just pulled over there alongside the road over there, like you can probably see it over there, just next to that concrete where you're not supposed to stop. This, I think there's signs in there, but lots of guys just stop there because they're lazy. And he went inside, and I see he's walking, the driver is walking, and he's carrying 2 cases of beer. Okay. And my first thought was an American guy coming back to US, because we're still on the Canadian side, right? And then I look at the company name and the phone number, and the phone number is Canadian, right? So what do you do? So that guy, he bought 2 24 packs of beer, right? So what that guy does not realize, probably, is that they never caught him. If they catch him on the US side, first of all, the rule is they made him get rid of all the liquor. Doesn't matter whether you're American, Canadian, you cannot have liquor in a commercial truck. No, sir. So they make you pour everything out if they're in a good mood. If they're in a bad mood, they make you pour everything out, and then they call Michigan DOT or Michigan police. And that's a guaranteed violation. It's a very... It's not like, you know, when I stopped on the side of the road and my contract was terminated with Landstar, right? This is serious shit. Basically what they do is they pull you off the road, they take you out of service for 24 hours, right? And chances are the company will fire you because they will probably be fined for this. So it's a really big deal, and I'm surprised like some people don't understand this, you know? So guys, don't do this. When you cross the border, make sure there's no liquor inside a commercial vehicle. It's illegal, pure and simple. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying one last time. Oh my God. 6:13 p.m. 6:13 p.m. So the first time I was trying at 7:30, and second time it was 12 o'clock. And the last and final day, the last and final try for today, ladies and gentlemen, is at 6:14 p.m. Bridge, if not allowed to go in the middle lane unless you are a fast truck. And I understand that I'm moving slowly, but you gotta have patience. Just stay behind and enjoy my flashing lights. Wow, the bridge looks great from this angle. And I have a good feeling about this mission, because I think US Customs by now is already tired from me, so they should let me in. Because this time I have everything new. The new ACE trip number, the new PAPS number, PAPS number, the new entry number. Everything was done from scratch. Hey, hello Michigan, it's been a while. And we are flying in gear 6 low, 22 miles per hour. Uh-oh, now they're gonna be in a bad scratch here. Take a bit to the right. I really don't want to lose my wheels in here. Well, at least the good news is that there's no lineup. So they can tell me to turn back right away. I don't have to wait. So you see, there's always a silver lining in everything. It just depends how you look at things, you know? You're not late. You're not late for the subway train. You're too early for the next one. That's personally my philosophy. That one helps me to stay calm in a storm. In a storm like this. But I talked to dispatch and I said, I hope you guys get some money from the customer for this. And he said, you can be sure we will. Hi, it's Sergei 216, just calling to let you guys know that finally, I was able to cross the border, crossed into US at 6:25 p.m.